Hi, in this video I will show you how to put together the Takeout coffee cups from Simply Crafty SVGs. So there's two sizes included in the file. I'm going to show you the shorter one or smaller one. This is the tall one or large one. They have the same lid and the lid size, but they're just shorter, one shorter than the other. So it comes off so you can add a little gift inside. And also the sleeve is glued on. So the sleeve is slightly different for the smaller one, but that's the first one. So they go together the same, so there's no point in showing you both. So here are the pieces, the panels, the sleeve, and the lid. So we're going to go ahead and fold the actual cut portion. So this is my version of a Takeout coffee cup. I think it's a flexible gift that you can give for any occasion. Just change the panels. So I just happened to do it during Valentine's Day. So this one is a little bit more Hearts Valentine's Day oriented. So once we get that cup folded, we'll go ahead and add the panels. So the panels, you just want to center them, have the same space around them. One of the benefits of folding it before putting the panels on is that you can see the folds better, so you can place them easier. I know it's not as easy to see in the video just because it's white, but it does help. And I also inked the edges of the panels. I don't know if you noticed earlier, but if you see in the first section of the video, the panels were upside down. So I fixed that. It was just the way I oriented the panels in the file. I didn't pay attention. So just, that happens to everybody. But I had to just reprint them. So you could always ink those with something like Distress ink, or I have an old chalk ink that's no longer made that I use just to go around the edges. I just think it makes it a good effect. That's just something I like to do. It's one of my trademark things that I do a lot. And it is easier to put the panels on when it's flat, so that's why we're doing it now. And next we'll go ahead and put the cup together. So it's pretty simple. This is really easy, and you can put a lot together quickly. You go ahead and just add glue to that side panel, or side tab I should say, and then fold over the other piece and it'll line up automatically. You just want to make sure it's lined up on the top and it's lined up with the fold, but it should if you fold on the score lines. And then we'll go ahead and glue that bottom piece on. So we're just going to fold in those tabs and then add glue to all those bottom tabs. So the harder part for this particular project is the lid. I tried to do the lid in one piece, but because of the shape I wanted, I had to do it the way I did it. So you'll see. But this part's pretty easy. And actually, once you do the lid a while, it just takes a little time, but it really doesn't take that long. So we're going to go ahead and just fold it over, and what I like to do is just go around after I fold it over, make sure that each side is lined up, and just don't push down really hard until you get everything lined up. So you just line up the edges, and then you can apply a little pressure around the tabs. So I just rub. And the nice part is, because it's a cup, we can reach in. So you could either, with the short one, it would be easier to reach in than the deeper one. But you can use your hands once we flip it over and apply pressure from within. Or we could use a blunt tool, something that you could use to apply pressure, like a long blunt tool. And I also included, I just didn't put it in there, but there's a little panel that you can stick on top of all those tabs and just glue it down. So just add that to give it a cleaner look on the bottom, and then that's done. So now we're going to head on over to the lid. So we need to fold it a specific way. So you can see I'm just normally mountain folding it first, and then I'm going to show you the lid. So that's a tab at the top. So we're going from the bottom edge to the top. So you see it's going to be a mountain fold, valley fold, mountain fold. See that? So we're going to do that for all the pieces. So I like to do that first, so a little repetitive, but I feel it's easier to fold it naturally on as a mountain fold first and then fold back when you're doing the valley folds. But that's me. Sometimes it works well with the dashed cut lines if you're using dash cut lines to do it the other way, because it folds really easily. So whatever works for you. And then of course I'm folding the tabs on the side, getting them ready so it'll be all ready to put together. So as you can see, I jumped ahead and now they're all folded. So now we need to assemble the lid. So now that they're good and scored, because that's going to help you with the assembly process, I'd start with the piece that doesn't have the lid. So we're going to mix it up here. We'll do a couple without the lid piece, and then we'll do the one with the top lid piece. So first we want to anchor one tab. So we're going to line that edge up to the tab fold there. And we're just going to glue that one tab, and that helps anchor the piece. So we're going to repetitively do this for pretty much every single piece. And then once it's secured, we're going to go ahead and glue on the other two tabs. So we're going to go ahead and add glue to the tabs, and then we're going to go ahead and carefully fold it so that tab glues to the back of that section. So it kind of angles in, so you kind of want to hold it. You want to make sure you line up that edge to the tab fold. Now we just do that one alone, hold it until it's pretty much in place, and just do the last one. So that middle one's going to be the hardest part. And then we're going to continue to do the same steps all the way around. So I'll let you just watch this, and I will be back shortly. So as we get to the last one, so we just jumped around to the last tab to close it up, I would add glue to both the top and bottom tabs and not the middle. I just fold that middle one in. Because of the tension, it's going to be harder to glue that because of the angle. So we're just going to go ahead and do that straight angle on the bottom first, or straight edge, because that's really easy. And then the angle on the top one is it's a larger tab, so that's easier. So you just kind of push down to get it in place. Then you'll go ahead and reach in and do that final tab. So you'll add glue inside once you get these 2 tabs secured. That's the thing when it comes to anything that's circular or like circular, like this, that once you get to the last one, the pressure causes some issues, so it makes it just slightly harder to close things. When it's more circular, it's harder. But anything like this, that when you close it up, there's a little pressure. So now we add glue to that last tab. Try not to stutter this time. Fold it over. Then it'll be more secure. And then just like we did the bottom of the cup, we'll go ahead and fold that top piece over and glue it to the tabs. So we'll do the same thing. It's the same exact process. Let's go ahead and add glue, and I'm gonna add plenty of glue on these because I made really large tabs to make it more secure. I mean, it just helps shape it too when it's this shape. A lot of my designs I don't put this deep of a tab, but it did work on this design. And then I do have, although I won't show it, but there's an internal panel that you can, it's got a it's slightly smaller than the opening, that little pseudo mouth, dummy mouth opening, and is slightly smaller in diameter or perimeter. So once you get this on, and you can reach in, this is way easier to reach in because it's not as deep. Once you get it on, you could always just put that in there to cover all those tabs to make it a cleaner look. And that's included with the file. It will cut out with this piece. And the last thing we'll do after this is the sleeve. So there's 2 different size sleeves. One for the large and one for the small. And we're working on the small version, or the shorter version. So that's all finished. Now you can see it's exactly the same size as the other one. Then I just went ahead and just inked the edges a little bit with brown chalk ink. What this does is just kind of enhances it a little bit. Kind of gives it a little bit more style, but it also doubles as hiding any kind of imperfections at the edges that you glued. So it actually gives it a great look, but it also serves a purpose. So we're very close to the end of it. I went ahead and embossed this with a embossing folder, and but I already folded it on the scores, so you can see the other one's similar. I just used a different embossing folder. I'm going to go ahead and add glue to the little tab here, and then just line up that edge to the tab. I know you can't see it very well because I embossed it, but there's a fold there. And then it just will slide in from the bottom. But in order to keep it in place, we want to just add a little dab of glue here and there. So what I do is just slide it down, slide it up, and then I kind of eyeball where the top is and add glue below that, just a little bit of glue. And it can be on 3 panels. All you really want to do is to set it in place so it doesn't slide down. So if you could put a little pencil mark if you wanted, but I can just see that's the middle of it. And the reason why I'm not putting a whole lot is as you slide it up, of course it could slide the glue. But let's just put it in just 3 panels and slide it up. And then I'll just apply pressure on those panels to set it in place. And that's it. Once it's now ready for any kind of gifts. I mean, this was something I kind of put together as a nice little quick Valentine's Day, and the lid goes on it. You can just put little little candy inside, or a little gift card, and there you go. So these are very versatile gift boxes, I believe. And here's the tall one right next to it. Well, I hope you enjoyed this project. If you did, please give me a little like or thumbs up below, and or subscribe. And I thank you so much for watching.